Hi everybody, it's Mercy and I'm back again with another video. This one's just to show you the last couple of things that I had been doing. I haven't been on one in a while because honestly I haven't been creating very much. It's just been busy. I've totally lost my mojo. I don't have that need to create as much. My scrapbook room just sits in a big old mess here, and I haven't been really creating all that much. At the very beginning of the summer, I was gung-ho about making layouts all the time to try to catch up, but then slowly but surely I lost steam on that, so I haven't been doing that. So one of the latest projects that I did was a flower box that I made for my dad's grave. My father passed away on the 10th of August of this year, 2014, and he passed because he was 96 years old. He just was 96, and he ended up passing. And on his grave, he doesn't have a tombstone yet because that takes a couple of months to come in. So I decided to do something because I wanted to make sure that people would know who was there. So I decided to make a flower box. So we just got a flower box from Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. And we filled it up with potting soil and we put some flowers in it. And then I had some vinyl and I put on there his name, his date of birth, the date that he passed. And then I also put some dominoes because he loved to play dominoes. And I put a picture of him so that way people who would go by the grave would know what he looked like. So that's one of the last things that I made. And then this morning I decided to make something for my house. I had originally wanted to make one of those blocks. I'm not sure what they're called, but it's those glass boxes that people make that have like tulle inside of them and lights, and then they put a little saying. It's one of those blocks that you get at Hobby Lobby for 50% off. And my original thought was I was going to make one of those with the little saying that people make, because someone I love is in heaven. There's a little piece of heaven in our home. Sorry. But then I remembered that I had a whole mess of mementos that I had taken because my parents, we used to live, because I used to live with them. My parents used to live behind one of my sister's house. There's 6 of us, 3 boys, 3 girls, and I was the baby. So they used to live behind their house. My sister has since moved and she has another house, but my parents still lived in that house. And then it wasn't until later when my mother she fell and she broke the head of her femur that my other sister started to take care of them. So they moved in with her, and my sister was taking care of both of them. So their house basically sat, without anybody in it for a good year and something. So my sister, my second sister, she went ahead and she told me, let's go ahead and start cleaning out mom and dad's house now that they're still alive, because it'll be a little bit easier now that they're still with us than it would be once they pass, because it'll be much tougher. And I thought that that was a great idea, even though it was super hard. And then we cried plenty whenever we came across something. But at least at the end of the day, we were able to go over to my other sister's house and still see them. So anyway, I went ahead and I remembered that I had bought these shadow boxes from Michael's. I would say that I bought them a good 2 years ago. And I had originally planned on doing the thing that on Pinterest everybody's been doing, the pencils with the last name of the teacher, and then on the bottom it has the teacher's name. And I tried to do one for myself and then for the boys' teachers. But those things are really hard to make. Like, my husband and I couldn't figure out how to cut the pencils because, by trying to cut them, like, they turn into little missiles. It's, like, ridiculous how dangerous those things are. So we went ahead and stopped, and I just kept them. And then I tried making them with flowers, but I didn't really think that that was very teachery, so I just gave up on it. So I had the shadow boxes here, and I decided to go ahead and make a shadow box of my dad's mementos, some of the stuff that I kept from him. So this is the shadow box that I came up with for my dad. In the back right here is one of his shirts that he used to wear. Towards the end, my sister would dress him in those Hanes, those little white Hanes t-shirts, those undershirts, because, you know, he would start to sweat and stuff, and it was just more comfortable, more refreshing for him to be in one of those little undershirts. And then this is one of the shirts that I took from his house because I remember him in this shirt, and I have pictures of him in the shirt. And then I was the one that was in charge of going through all the paperwork to look at all the papers to make sure that we were keeping stuff that we needed to keep. And in going over that stuff, I found his old passport. This passport is from 1979. I was 6 years old when he got this passport. So I have the passport for him, and it has his picture here, and you guys could hardly see it. It's really faded. But if you looked at this picture and you looked at this picture, which was close to the time that he had passed, you know, just a couple of years back, that this picture was when the boys were born, so 8 years ago or 9 years ago. It was that picture. And you can tell that he looks basically the same. So I have his passport, and then here's a paper that I have. It's a paper that all my brothers and sisters and my mom and dad had from coming over to from Cuba. It's like a certificate of health of something or other. I was born here, so I don't have one. And then down here, it's another paper, something or other, like when he was going like to a clinic to make sure that he had, it's a Cuban refugee emergency center, something or other to make sure that he was of good health to come to the country. And then towards the bottom, I found in a little can, he had a razor blade. And he used to always have a razor blade with him because he used to clean his nails with a razor blade. And he just always had one on him. And years ago, this is probably a good 20 years ago, I bought him a big razor blade, and it was like really pretty, mother of pearl and everything else. And inside of it, I had it engraved, but he lost it. So I don't have that one anymore. So when I found that one, I went ahead and took it. And down here is a ring because my father used to like pick up stuff that he thought was made out of gold, and he would bring it home, and then he would come and he would ask me if it was made out of real gold. It could have been anything, any ring. He used to find stuff all the time, and he used to bring it because he was cutting people's yard, you know. Inside the grass, he would find stuff, and he would see something shiny, he would pick it up and bring it home. And then down here are a whole mess of dollar bills, and those are dollar bills that he would find on the floor, on the sidewalk, or wherever. And he would bring them home, and he would just keep them there, and they're just like bits and pieces of dollar bills, you know. And he would bring them, and he would always pick them up. I think it's pretty funny that he would always find this kind of stuff, because Roman, the eldest, one of the twins, he's constantly finding money. He's constantly finding stuff. We call him our little metal detector. I guess he gets that from my dad. So I wanted to make a little shadow box just to put in my house. Just to hang on my wall. It's not like if we were ever going to forget him, it's just... Sorry, I just wanted something, so I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. So, anyway, this is what I ended up making. At the end, I'll go ahead and put some pictures of the flower box that I also made for him. And then, that way you guys can see what I did. I hope you guys enjoy. Sorry for all the crying. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thanks. Bye.